I want to tell you a little bit about this next guest before we bring her on to you, because some people just sneak up into your lives, and I'm glad they do, because this lady, they call her the ninja. Now, I know why. I've seen her work. She's absolutely amazing. She's powerful. Some people have a hard time keeping up with her, and she really is a master at her craft. She is a master coordinator. And you want your brand to work, you look, I look like a professional today. Okay, there were some glitches, but everything you're just going to see on the screen is going to look professional. And that's a lot because of this lady right here. She is a branding expert, and she really helps people go to that next level. She really brings out everything, and you want to keep accountable to her too. I know I did. So she helped elevate my game. She helped bring this about. It's reason she's one of our sponsors here with GTA South Asia Media. I hope I've said that right. And I want you to meet my next guest, Curtis. If you can introduce her, Annie Koshy. Please tell us about Annie, Curtis.
Well, Annie is, she wrote a book, I guess, here. Hold on, the description I have is a little bit different. Annie's journey is something 1,000 women face on a daily basis. Fear. Face everything and rise. The biopic pic on her life is a film to inspire minds to believe in themselves. It has been chosen as a finalist in the Canadian Cinematography Awards.
Cinematography, is that word?
That's the word. Sorry, a little stumble there. And has been placed as the best documentary in the Paris Play film. And her book is Be Your Badass Self, which is a pretty cool name of a book. And then let's get to Annie.
Good morning, Annie. Welcome.
Hello, welcome, RJ, and thank you, Curtis. You got almost all of that right, but that's all right. You guys are doing an awesome job, and you know what? Technical things are something that happens all the time, and we're used to that. Especially when we're moving and migrating to a virtual stage, it is what happens. So thank you so much, Curtis, for the introduction. RJ, it's a pleasure to work with you and your team. And with Curtis on putting this in the first event together, which is going to turn out to be an annual event. So it's lovely. We've got a great lineup of people that are slated to come out for the full day, 13 speakers. And these are speakers that are recognized for their work and for the impact that they are making in their fields. Like you said, RJ, my background is in branding. I'm going to do the presentation. I would encourage everyone, anyone who's listening, anyone who's tuning in or comes in, drop messages into the chat, speak with RJ and Curtis. If you have any questions for me while I'm doing the presentation, type it in there and they are going to be able to ask me those questions at the end. So I'm happy to be able to answer that. But before I say anything else, I'm going to present to you my information. And it's about being your magnetic personality and really what does that mean. So I'm going to just see if this works for us today. And RJ, are you able to see my screen?
I'm still seeing just you at this point. I don't have your screen.
Okay, let's try that again. Finish show, stop sharing. And let me just see if we can make sure that we're sharing the screen properly again. And it should be this.
I've got your screen here. Let me see if I can share that for you. There we are.
Okay, perfect. So growing your magnetic personality and how to really attract that to your success. I am known as the Ninja or the Branding Ninja. My name is Annie Koshy. I am the founder and CEO of the GTA South Asian Media Network. I'm a mainstream host here with Saga 960, and I also wear several other hats, including internationally awarded model and actress, as well as an awarded author. I'm going to jump right in. And so, yeah, this pretty much says it, what I just said before. Actress, model, author, entrepreneur, media personality, bottle that all up, and I'm just a human. And it's just about me and the things that I have been able to accumulate through my skills, my passion, and I put that all together and I've created a brand. And so the main thing is that there is a consistency. So your personal magnetism really is a sword of your brand. And what that means is, your personal magnetism is how interesting are you, and how are you able to use that interesting component of yourself to be able to influence other people. Your charisma, your personal appeal, your attractiveness, and yes, sexual allure is part of it. Interesting is about a multiple factors that all come together. It is the ability that you have, or the power that you have, to be able to catch someone's attention, retain that attention, and then use that attention to either build or grow your service or them as an individual. So creating that magnetic personality is strategic to your brand, and it's very, very important to understand really and delve into the components that create that magnetic personality. So I'm going to do that. Be an inspiration. Really, personal magnetism begins with a wholeness within you. If you are broken inside, if you're not passionate about what it is that you do, or you wake up and you're in a foul mood, well, that does come across in your personality, in your voice. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit later. But finding that moment of peace, finding that inner balance in you, means that you wake up in the morning and you are grateful for the smallest things that you have around you. Even the very fact that you are awake in the morning and that you have a bed that you slept in, and you have a roof over your head or food on your table, those are small things. And gratitude really leads and fuels your day, because it starts that day off in a very powerful manner. And so personal magnetism really begins with the wholeness of your spirit. And you have to pour into you, I always say, so that you're able to pour into other people. So versatility. Defining your purpose means that you adapt your definiteness of purpose, means that you adapt your situation, the condition that you find yourself in, to suit your goal. It's very important that we were all able to, in this current situation that we find ourselves in, adapt to that. And the people who have been able to adapt and change really quickly have been the ones that have been able to survive. A lot of businesses and a lot of individuals who found themselves in a world in which they didn't really recognize anymore found themselves floundering. And so the people who've been versatile, who've been able to pivot with the change, and who are able to take those boulders that fall into our path when we're least expecting them, to not be boulders that stop our path, but rather boulders that we are enabling us to climb higher, find a detour, or build a tunnel underneath. So there are different ways that you can get through, but being versatile is a key component. Dress for success. You know what? Presentation begins with you. And, you know, we're all on virtual calls right now. So one of the primary things to remember is that you have to pretend that that virtual meeting is as though you're having a meeting in your boardroom. So would you show up to your boardroom meeting half-baked? No, right? So if you don't do that there, then don't do that even at home. How you put yourself together and how you present yourself is going to actually convey that in your tone and how you actually are received by someone else. So if you want to be seen as being professional, project yourself as professional. If you come in a certain position at a company, but you have sights on getting into a managerial role, well, then dress for that success. And that does make a difference. When you know it yourself, if you were to do a meeting and you haven't, put yourself together properly, you haven't brushed your hair, brushed your teeth, haven't really poured into yourself, haven't had breakfast, and you've just, thrown on clothes, they're not really, you're thinking, who really is going to take a look at me, right now? It's a Zoom call, I don't need to iron. And you show up with wrinkled, sort of looking like you're just not really spent a lot of time on yourself. Do you really think that you're going to, it's going to actually go well with your presentation or go well with what you're presenting? No, it isn't, because you're going to put that half-baked effort into the presentation itself. I always said to my students when I was teaching, that I always knew how, and if they had done their homework, I would ask them to take out the pencil case. And at the beginning of the year, I would have asked them to say, I need you to make sure that in your pencil case, you have X number of things. So pencil, a blue pen, a black pen, whatever it is, a highlighter, a raise X, whatever, all the items that you would require to be a successful student in your pencil case. And in the first month itself, at some random spot, I would ask them to take out their pencil case, and I would see how many of them actually had all the items that I had asked them to make sure that they carry with them all the time. And the ones that had the items in, I could tell right away. And I said to them, your homework is done. The ones that didn't, their homework wasn't done. Their diary wasn't up to date. They didn't have all of the pieces of a project that needed to be submitted. And this is the reason why. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So dressing for success is a first step to actually achieving success. Meditate. This is so much a part of my life that I consider my spirituality, my ability to tap into that infinite source of wisdom and power, and my ability to focus on what I need to do right now is my ability to be able to meditate. Yes, I love this picture because that bishop on the side, yes, he's meditating. So it's a metaphor really it's a play on all of the imagery on this picture, is to say that, yes, you need to have some form of faith that's driving you, some form of grounding, and some respect for that infinite source of wisdom that's guiding you in your life. And so meditation really is that inner balance that you need to drive your success. Vocal prowess. This is such an important component. I'm a model and an actress, as I mentioned to you. And one of the things that I do is I use my voice. My voice is used for voiceovers. I've had countless commercials in which my voice has been utilized. And as a radio host with one of the mainstream radio stations, definitely the voice is the only thing that is compelling, that enables people to tune in and listen. And I've always been told from a very young age that my voice is very powerful. But it's more than just the power of the voice. Speaking loudly doesn't mean that you are powerful. It's the tone that you use and how do you convey something. It's the volume that you convey it with. It's the pitch that you use. So if you're, saying it in a very high manner in which it's grating on someone's ears, it may not come across. Even if your message is correct, even if your message has value and worth, it may not be received very well. The intonation. So all of these components are part of vocal prowess. The other thing that I ensure that I do not use in my presentations or in my meetings is slang and profanity. It's very important that you be respectful of the people who are paying attention to what it is that you're sharing, but also you're respectful to yourself. You can say whatever you have to say without slang and without profanity. There is a space for that. I don't speak in such a proper way when I'm hanging out with my friends, just the same way that you wouldn't go into a board meeting with a bottle of wine. But does that mean that you don't drink wine? Not necessarily. That is fine. But there is a place and a time for certain types of behavior and certain manners of behavior. And so when you are trying to present yourself in your brand as a company and trying to convey something of importance, there is really no space there for profanity. Thought clarity is very important. It's very important that when you have something to say it smoothly, say it with focus, and say it shortly. So that's very important. Enunciation and pronunciation. Enunciation is how you say each word so that each word is heard clearly and understood clearly. Pronunciation is really the how you pronounce each word. And so there is an importance in all of this aspect. And the only way to really improve vocal prowess is for you to stand in front of the mirror and videotape yourself. And so set up your camera, put it in front of the mirror, and talk. And when you talk, you'll see the different things that you do. Maybe you do something quirky with your eyebrows, or you have a twitch on your face that you do when you're nervous, or you play with your hair, or you use your arms too much or your hands too much. I always say, if you are going to be speaking on stage, think of yourself as having a little box, probably from your shoulders down to about your navel. That's that invisible box. Your hands should stay within that invisible box. If your hands are all over the place and they're flaying all over the place, people are not going to be paying attention to what it is that you're saying. They're going to be watching your hands, and they're going to be more amused by it. I have people on this with me. And so genuineness and authenticity. Really, when you speak to someone, they're going to be able to hear through your voice whether you are a genuine person and whether you're authentic to what it is that you're saying. Do you have that winning attitude? And are you really being authentic to your brand? Is going to come across in how you convey that message to others. A smile. Yes. You know what? When you say hello to someone and you say it in a straight face, it does come across as being a blah hello, right? So if I was to say that to RJ and I was on the phone call with him and I just said, hello, RJ, it would be different than, hello, RJ. And that forms a very different impression. So one of the things I found is, and I follow this all the time, is I fail forward. And I fail forward in the sense that I don't wait for perfection to happen. Sometimes something doesn't work the way that I wanted it to happen. For me, that doesn't matter. I laugh at myself, I pick myself up, and I fail forward. It means I move forward and I learn from those experiences. We all have those moments in life where something has held us back. We haven't been at our best. But you know what? When you are able to laugh at yourself, you're able to laugh at things and you're able to have that, find that humor in situations, you're going to find yourself picking yourself and you're putting out that positive vibe, which is going to actually be that winning attitude that you need and building your magnetic personality. Wear confidence as the armor. Even if you don't know how to do something, take it on and then find someone to help you or learn it yourself. Everything that I did right now and that I've become a brand ambassador right now, I didn't know that. 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I was not in this field, but I learned every single moment. I pour into myself. I'm a constant learner. And that means that because I learn, I'm able to teach well. So if you are planning on being a coach or a mentor, the first thing you have to do is pour into yourself by learning from others. If you want to be a coach or a mentor, you need to be coached and mentored yourself. That means you need to find mentors and coaches in your life that are going to be able to pour into you. That means that you may have one coach for your finances. You may have another coach for your mindset. You may have another coach for your business. Whatever it is that you need, it doesn't need to be in one person and it doesn't need to be every single day. You tune into those individuals, but you pour into yourself. The other thing is know your material really well. When you are presenting, when you're putting slides together, you're having it up there and people are going to be tuning into you. It's very important that you know your material really well and that you're not having all the material on the slide so that people are reading the slide rather than paying attention to you. So when you speak with power, you speak with confidence, you speak with conviction, you're going to be wearing your confidence as your armor. It takes courage to put out your authenticity. It takes courage. And really, it's important that you see yourself as that Herculean person in the back shadow there. You might be small. I say I'm 5'3" with a 9-foot personality, and that's exactly it. I'm very tiny as a person, but if you see me, you'll never see that it's my height that you see, it's my personality that you see. And so start with your personality, project yourself with that magnetism and with that courage. We all have a journey, we all have stories. And so use your stories not as things that have held you back, but use your stories as a stepping stone to your success story, and use that story as your personal brand so that you're able to share your brand in what it is that you're sharing out there. So this is how to be your badass self. I always say be your badass self. This is where you can get a hold of me. You can reach out to RJ or to Curtis, who will be able to get a hold of me. And if you would like to book some time with me, I have a Calendly link that I can share with you. But otherwise, I'm all over social media. Put my name, Annie Koshy, into Google and tons of things will show up for you. Find my book on Amazon, How to Be Your Badass Self. Using a guide to using your inner energy for brand success is available for you. both my films are in this festival circuit right now. The first film is A Bloody Mess. It's won about 30 awards or nominations. My second film is a biopic on my life called Fear, Face Everything and Rise. It has just been released for about a month and has already garnered 12 awards, and we're waiting for more. So there you have it. It's been such a pleasure to be here and to be able to speak to all of you. I'm honored that I had this opportunity, that RJ spoke to me many, many months ago when this was just a figment in an idea in his mind. He was voicing his desire and his dream. But you know what? When Curtis and RJ put this together, they took those dreams, put actions to that, a drop date for that, a goal in mind, and those actions have led to today. So congratulations to both of you for this amazing event.
And that's Annie Koshy. And you see why she's a ninja. She's a master at what she does. Thank you for all your support. And thank you for everything you have done to help us get here, because you have helped put a lot of work into this as well. And of course, that's why you're our major sponsor, because these things don't happen alone. You're right. They come with a lot of work. But I didn't get many questions online. But what I'd like to do is kind of run through your list here real quick, because and now you started with a one, not even a number one, saying attractiveness. And you used the word use. I love that word because I'm using you here today. I'm using many of the speakers to help put this presentation together. And that's what it's about. But is that okay? Are we allowed to use people?
You know what? Absolutely, RJ. One of the things that we have to respectfully do is once you start to joint venture, JV with people, you have the ability to leverage and access. If you know, let me ask you something, RJ. Are you able to be successful on your own?
I'd love to believe I could do it all by myself, but absolutely not.
No, absolutely. You can be successful on your own. But let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a second question. And that is it easier to do it with a team?
Without a doubt. Without
a doubt. So why would we not go through the scores of people that we touch upon in our lives and see how did they impact me? How do I impact them? Why are you connected to folks in your social media? And this is one of the things that I do is when someone reaches out to me and makes a friend to me, or requests me to be a friend of theirs, I try to take some time and say, hi, let's hop on a call, or tell me a little bit about you. If their guard goes up immediately and they're like, what do you want to know? Why do you want to know? That sort of thing. My question then is, why did you connect?
Right.
Because you don't want to be just a badge of honor on someone's friend list because, oh, it's like a trophy. I have so-and-so as my friend. I have so-and-so in my network. What's the purpose? Reach out to the individuals, know your people in your world, and connect with them. When you do, you're going to start seeing how many people you have in your network that are actually, you're going to find able to resonate with. And if you don't resonate with them, they shouldn't be there.
Wonderful. Yeah. So, and then I'm just going to very quickly touch on the fact that your first three are really, you're talking about being inspiration, versatility in your ventures, and then dress for success. Those three are really about setting yourself up and becoming the person you want to be.
Absolutely. Yeah, RJ, it's so important that I always say the first person that you need to take care of is you. Pour into you. If you're not okay, if you're not balanced, you're not your optimal self, how can you pour into others? How can you help others be an optimal person if you're not vibrating at your best? So it's so important that you turn on all the buttons inside you, you activate all of your systems, and you are the best person that you can be. And it doesn't mean that every single day it's going to be like that. There are going to be days that you're not going to be at your best, but it's also okay to be not okay.
Yes, absolutely. And just touching on that, one important concept that I wanted to talk about was vocal prowess, because I know that firsthand. Again, it's about representing yourself, and we can represent ourselves in this way in both a good and a bad way. Case in point, we have the vice or the president of the United States right now, who he has vocal prowess, but does he use it to the best of his ability? Does he use it in a good way, right? So we need to make sure that good way or that positive way comes off first, I think.
Yeah, I always say that is what you're saying growing someone's mind? Is what you're saying, if that person is not there helping or growing them, if they were there, would they be happy with what it is that you're saying about them? If not, then you shouldn't say it. That's one thing. The other thing is we have the opportunity, just because you say something in a forceful way doesn't necessarily mean that it's the right thing. So being careful about how you say something, being respectful and kind to others is far more impactful than if you were saying the most brilliant things and said it in a crude way.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. And I'm so pleased that we set you up as our first speaker, because you were the perfect person. You set people up so that they can understand how to become that person. Wherever you are right now, whatever stage of life, whether, you may think everything's peaches and roses and we're coasting along, we're doing okay. Or, you know what, right now, considering everything we're going through, chances are you could be struggling right now. But by implementing these 9 steps that Annie has put forward, you can certainly set yourself up as a personality to be reckoned with, and certainly a quality character. And you are that quality character. I'm pleased to have met you, proud to present you today. Thank you for joining us, Annie, and thank you for all your support.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Annie J. Koshy, #Ninja. She's a media host and branding authority, and is a sponsor here for Better Life Symposium. She is directly responsible for some of the branding and banners that you have found and brought you to our Better Life Symposium. We look professional because of Annie's efforts. So we want to thank Annie and for the Better Life Symposium, and our sponsor, GTA South Asia Media. Annie is a personal and professional branding authority. Take your brand to the next level with Annie J. Koshy. If you want to reach her for your branding or for events or to get involved with South Asia Media, you can reach her at gtasamnevents@gmail.com. You can find that in the banner below, but once again, that's gtasamnevents@gmail.com. You can find her at Twitter at gtasamn, and let Annie know you came from our community and from our event. Use code LLL2021 when referring to Annie, or letting her know that, again, you came from the Better Life Symposium. Thank you. I'm RJ Horner. Better days ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, I am RJ Horner. That has been our broadcast today for Better Life Symposium. Again, I'm RJ Horner, your host and facilitator for Live and Love Life Empowerment. We are your community for life, and we are here to help you build a life you love to live. You can find us at our website, www.live-love-life.ca. You can find more of our speakers and their recordings at www.live-love-life.ca/better-life. That's www.live-love-life.ca/better-life. You can find us on Facebook. Please like and subscribe there at facebook.com/groups/live-to-love-life. That's live, the number 2, love life. Facebook.com/groups/live-to-love-life. And of course, please like and subscribe on YouTube if you like these videos and want to know more, want to follow us. Please like and subscribe on YouTube at Live and Love Life Empowerment. Again, thank you for joining me today. I am your host and facilitator, RJ Horner, for Live and Love Life Empowerment.